Welcome to part 3. We're getting this flower put together. We've got our bud done and our first row of petals. We are ready to go on to our second row of petals. So you're going to take your next size and put it in. However, this time I want to show you, you're going to do this leaf a little, this petal a little different. Before we watched kind of where our V shape was and made sure it was facing. Well, now we're going to make sure that this little ridge goes right in between the petals. Okay, so it's a little bit different. And you can see it by viewing it this way, so it's right in between, or I can turn it upside down and I can see those. Alright, so all the rest of the leaves are going to be done this way. So as I put my glue on there, I just want to make sure that I get that lined up between. Yep, that's between. Yep, that's between. And that's between. So now I can just hold it good and tight. Not tight. You don't want to hold it too tight that you hurt your little bud. Okay, so just enough to tighten it. Again, doesn't make any difference now which petal I start with, but I am still going to do opposites. Okay? So I'm going to start here, test, see where I want it, because I want to, hope you can see this, I want my leaves to fall on those ridges. So as I see it, I can see where I need to glue it. It's going to be right about here on this one here. So I'm going to add my dot right there and my dot right here. And there it goes, right there. Just hold it till it's dry. Make sure you pull that down because you don't want the flower to collapse on itself. So make sure that you're doing it, holding that good. And I'm kind of putting a little bit of pressure on these right here. Okay, so then I'm going to the other side. And again, I'm going to test it, see where I want it to go. So it's about the same spot again. And these are all going to be that spot. So if I can mentally remember where that spot's at, I'm really okay. And here, if you noticed, I didn't pull that back too far. I can just push on those ridges and it's going to automatically pull it back. Sometimes I still want to test those. Make sure you're holding on to the ridges. Check it, and it's going to the same place, so. Pull that little string out of there. And if it doesn't look like it's doing it, you can always take dowel rod, which I don't have right here now. I moved it. And push those on there so that they are still going to be touching, at least touching the paper. Got to have something to touch on. Looks like that's going to be just fine. And remember what I said, just fine is okay. Good enough is okay. There's nothing perfect about these. Okay, so this one looks like I'm going to go just a little bit smidgen down. I might have put that other one too high. So yep, that's exactly where I want it to go. Okay, now as I look down on this flower, I can see it looks like it's missing something. This looks a little bare. That's because I put on one layer. I need the second layer. Okay, through the power of video, I have it finished. Okay, so see, after I add that second layer, it makes it perfect. Now I'm ready to add that last layer. So I'm going to do the same thing. Glue it, and I have my ridges. Alright, so I'm going to match my ridges to the corners of the flower, or petals, I'm sorry, corners of the petals. And hold it. Alright. Now this one I'm going to have to finish because I can't do the thing here to get it done. So we're because I just want to finish the video. I'd like to just do 3 parts. Okay, so I'm going to glue that. Put it there. Now notice how these are getting flatter and flatter on the bottom, but they're getting fuller and fuller on the top. I almost want that last layer to be flat. Okay, So you reach inside there to hold those. And I'm pushing this way to get that ridge a little bit where I want it to go. Again, I'm going to the opposite side. I'm going to check this, make sure. It's still a little bit low. It's not quite at the center. So this one I need to go here to get it right on the ridges. Just hold it. And see, I see some more strings. So before I go any further, I would take those strings off. This one here is a little bit hard in there, so I would probably use tweezers to get that out. Sometimes there's just no way to keep from getting those. If you know of a way, tell me in the comments how I can get rid of those little strings. Okay, so that's going to get right there. And it needs to be real close to it because that ridges, it tends to just get the edges of the flower, of that petal. If you got little fingers, it's going to be a whole lot easier. I have made even smaller than this one, and they turn out really pretty. This was one that we made, but it's almost the same size. But I made one for a lady. She wanted a corsage, but she wanted a little one. So I did it, and it was a little more difficult to do because you can't get your fingers in between those at all to get that glue to fit in there. But see, this on these ones, because of it being so hard to do, I can get my fingers in there to hold that glue. And I'm pushing again, trying to get that petal to open up. Okay, so again, it looks a little bare. So I'm going to add that last one. And you don't really have to put glue all the way around it, just so long as the glue is there to hold it. Okay, so I'm going to line that up again. And I also can line it up by looking, making sure that I'm filling in those spaces. And that'll be about right. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to go through and try and glue these really fast. I was hoping I had another one finished, but I don't. I don't have one. This won't take long. I can be talking while I'm doing it. I've got the petal, okay? Now, the petal is one that I uploaded. I just Googled flowers, leaves, petals, you know, and I found that one, and I liked it, so I just uploaded it to Design Space, added my little circle dot here, and I'm done. But I can't share that file with you. Design Space doesn't allow you to share uploaded files. You can only share originals. Okay, so I don't have an original one of that. If you would like the PDF, I'm going to see if there's a way for me to actually, I'm going to upload that PDF to our page. Okay, and I think I can put a link to it. I don't know. I'll see how that works. Okay, see how that just finished that off perfect to make a round flower. I am going to fold that a little bit. Once I find out where it needs to go, then I can put my fingers in there. Alright. I did have a friend of mine, we made 50 of these, like I said in my post, for Lovability, which is a program for mentally and physically challenged adults. They're going to love this. So what I do with the leaf is I just bend it. Just bend that like this, all 4 of them, and that's it. Put on my glue, add my leaf, and I'm done. See there? Now you could make that a little bigger if you'd like that leaf to show up a little bit more. You can bend these a little bit, whatever you want to do with it. It's okay. Flowers are not all the same. Now sometimes I will go through and glue, just a dot of glue on my leaves because I want them to be closer to the flower edge. I don't want them to hang down. But that's just my personal preference. You may like them to be like that. And you could even put 2 layers of leaves. So one layer one layer would go way down and one layer would go up, so that you would have both of those. And if you're so inclined, if you want it wrapped with the floral tape, put a little piece of old rolled up toilet paper, wrapped it around here about 6 times, or a piece of paper towel, and then wrap that so it looks like it has that bottom bud. Instead of being straight, it'll have a bottom bud. Again, I don't have one to show you. I give them away as fast as I make them. That's it. Leave me any questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions I can. I am by no means a professional at this. I do get paid for my flowers though. But my camera setup is not professional. I tried to center it as well as I could, but I do what I can. Anyway, just leave me any questions if you have questions. And thanks for watching.